Hello everybody, I'm Sarah Banks from Banks' Business Solutions, and this video is going to take you through the ICO self-assessment process to help you identify whether or not you need to register with them as a data controller under GDPR. So let's pop over onto the ICO website now and take a look. So here we are on the ICO website. Hopefully you can see the URL here. This is where you go to take the self-assessment. Now, I should just add a quick note here that the ICO are the UK independent authority who are responsible for enforcing GDPR. This video therefore only really covers businesses and individuals based within the UK, as other countries do have their own regulatory bodies. So if you're not in the UK, this won't actually apply to you. I also want to add a quick disclaimer on here to say that this is my interpretation of how things should be done, and if you are unsure about GDPR and ensuring that your business is compliant, you should take independent legal advice. So here we are on the self-assessment page, and there is a little bit of information here about who should register and what the rules are around that. But what we want to do really is go through the self-assessment and have a look at the questions that are asked and identify really whether or not your business should be registered. So I'm going to go start now. So the first question is, do you use CCTV for the purposes of crime prevention? If your business does, click yes. If not, click no. I'm going to click no at this point because I mainly focus on micro businesses working from home, many of which don't use CCTV. However, if you do, please do click yes here. Just be aware that whatever answers you put in will change the outcome of this, and you should answer honestly for your business. I'm doing it a certain way in order to get a certain result to show you some additional questions that come up. So, question 2, are you processing personal information? Well, anybody that's running a business, that receives emails, that receives phone calls, that does any kind of correspondence of that form is going to be processing personal information, because just receiving a phone call from somebody, their phone number is in your phone, you have seen it, you have obtained it, and it will be stored in your phone record. So I would doubt that any business out there would answer no to this question. And then we click, and we're going to move on now to question 3. Do you process the information electronically? So again, if you're using a phone, if you're using an email account, you are going to be processing information electronically. Again, I think there are very, very few businesses out there that don't process any form of information electronically. Unless you only have a landline and you don't use email, I think you're going to be answering yes at this point. So question 4, is your organisation responsible for deciding how the information is processed? Well, if you are looking at this from the point of view of your own business, then yes, you are responsible. If you don't hold any other data and you are subcontracted by another business, then you may not be. But again, majority of businesses are going to be answering yes to this question. Do you only process information for one of the following purposes? Most of us are not going to fall under any of these categories: judicial function, electoral representative, personal affairs, and maintain the public register. So again, we're going to be answering no. Sorry, not yes, not again. So we're going to be answering no to this question. Obviously, if your business does do things under these categories, then please do answer yes when you work through this yourself. Are you a not-for-profit? Again, not-for-profits do qualify for exemptions in certain circumstances. Now, an exemption is only an exemption to registration. It does not mean that you are exempt from complying with GDPR, and that can sometimes cause some confusion. We're going to answer this as no, because I want you to go through this as a business, not a not-for-profit. So the next question is, are you processing information for any of the following purposes? Now, depending on the sector that your business is in, you may well find that you will tick one of these boxes, and you can only tick one. So for example, if you're a childcare provider, you tick childcare. What you'll find when you tick one of these, and I'll hit next just to show you and then we can go back, is that in pretty much all the cases, you do need to register. So when you select one of those, you will need to register. But if your business doesn't fall into one of these categories, you're going to be ticking none of the above. And I know quite a lot of businesses that do that. This is what then triggers the following questions. So, do you only process data for staff administration, accounts or records, and advertising, marketing and public relations? Now, we need to really dig down now into what these mean. Staff administration, if you have staff, then you're processing data for them. If that is the only purpose that you process data for, then fine, go ahead and tick yes. Looking down to the next one, accounts or records, we're all pretty much going to be doing that. This is records of invoices and payments. So again, you're going to be ticking yes, you only process data for that. So if these are the only purposes that you're processing data for, then yes. It's this final question that has caused a lot of confusion from my understanding of it. Advertising, marketing and public relations in connection with your own business activity. So this is anything relating to existing or present customers or suppliers, and that is quite clear here. What this isn't covering, or certainly from my understanding and others that I've spoken to, the understanding of this is prospective clients. So what I've noticed is a lot of people say yes to this question because they believe that they only hold information for their own business and are then told that they don't need to register. However, if you are receiving emails or phone calls or any form of data from prospective clients that aren't yet a customer, then you should be answering no to this question because they are not covered in the explanation here. Once you tick, I'll show you, if you tick yes here, in most cases you'll be told you do not require to pay a fee. If we go back to this question and we tick no, which, as I said, I believe the majority of you should be ticking no on this question, you'll find the outcome is that you do need to pay a fee. I know that's not necessarily good news to people, but if you pay by direct debit, for most small businesses, it's around about £35 a year. And whilst, yes, some people would argue that you don't get anything for that, you are then listed on the Register of Data Controllers and can show your clients and prospects that you are making sure that you take data protection seriously. So I hope that's kind of clarified the situation as to whether or not you should register. If you have any questions at all, please do reach out to me via my website, and I hope to see you on another video again soon. Bye for now.